The mirror in apartment 4B. When Emma moved into her new apartment, she was thrilled to start fresh. The old building had charm, and her unit, 4B, was spacious and filled with natural light. One of the standout features was a large, antique mirror mounted on the living room wall. It was beautiful, with an ornate, gold frame, though a bit worn from age. The first few nights were uneventful, but soon, Emma began to notice something strange. When she passed by the mirror, she would occasionally catch a glimpse of something out of place, a shadow that didn't belong or movement in the reflection when nothing in the room had shifted. She chalked it up to her imagination, the stress of moving, and the quirks of an old apartment. But the unsettling moments continued. Sometimes, late at night, Emma would see herself in the mirror, but something was off. Her reflection didn't quite match her movements. It was subtle at first, just a lag in the mirror image, but then it became more noticeable. The reflection would smile when she wasn't, or turn its head slightly before she did. One night, it even appeared to be watching her while she sat on the couch, reading. Emma started avoiding the mirror, draping a sheet over it, hoping that would stop whatever strange presence was lurking there. However, one evening as she prepared for bed, she heard a faint scratching sound. It was coming from behind the sheet. Nervously, she pulled the sheet off, and the mirror appeared normal, until she looked closer. There, in the reflection, something else was moving behind her. A dark figure, with no distinct shape, just shadows and vague form. She spun around, but nothing was there. When she looked back at the mirror, the figure was gone, but now, her reflection was smiling, a wide, unnatural grin that stretched too far. Panicked, Emma tried to remove the mirror from the wall, but it was mounted too firmly, as though it had been there for centuries. She covered it again and decided to contact the landlord the next morning. When she explained the situation to him, he grew quiet. He reluctantly shared that previous tenants had complained about the mirror. It had been there as long as anyone could remember, and strange things always seemed to happen to those living in 4B. Some even claimed they saw things inside the mirror, things that shouldn't exist. That night, unable to sleep, Emma sat on her bed, staring at the covered mirror from across the room. Suddenly, the sheet fell to the floor on its own, revealing the mirror once again. This time, her reflection was gone. Instead, the dark figure stood in its place, staring directly at her. Emma never stayed long enough to see what happened next. She fled the apartment that night, leaving everything behind. When she returned the next day with friends to collect her belongings, the mirror was gone. The wall where it had hung was bare, leaving no sign it had ever been there at all. But sometimes, when she passes by reflective surfaces, she swears she sees that dark figure still watching her, just waiting for her to look too closely.